Bye. We're starting here our morning routine as we do our enlightenment videos. We were supposed to get a save yesterday. It was the second attempt in that this last week. In this week, today is Sunday, and that didn't happen because Trump interfered with it. He wanted to have. He claimed. I will see here. It depends on the results we get after. He claimed that he wanted it. He wants the credit with it, like he did, like he always does. Wants to be a big hurrah about him doing something to get a credit on that, which is very wrong. When you have somebody tortured and a kill on them, you don't aim for credit. You aim for doing the right thing. If you're in a position where you have that much power, you do the right thing. You do the love thing. You don't do the advertising thing. You get the credit anyway. When something happens right, the people that do the right thing, they get the credit, not in the beginning, but after the work is done. And as a result of that, of him pushing it off from yesterday, we got a bigger kill on us this morning. They used on us with the laser, the head collision and the chest collision. That is like a sure kill, that they do as a sure kill for that. Even many circulars don't know it. It's more hidden kill by lasers that they use on car accidents, on oil field accidents, on mine accidents, on different accidents that they plan, because they can plan it different with the tags. They can make people do mistakes. They can create, they can puppet people to do something which, over them. So it's the one puppeting that is the guilty one. And then when the accident happens, any accident, car accident, oil field accident, and then they do the laser collision on the head or on the chest. That means pulmonary or heart, to make sure that the accident gets blamed for whoever it is that it's in control. They get blamed for the death of the person, but the laser was involved. So you have the accident, so you have the addition to make sure that they die. It's the feel of it was very different this morning. They did it as the head as we were sleeping. So it's an overwhelm on your head. It was and then we stayed in that position. Then after some time, they did the chest. So what Trump did is gave them an opportunity to try their kill again in a bigger way. Something they couldn't do before. What they did, they attempted it here one time, but we They attempted it in the media room, the miracle room, where we had where before we uh, grew to ourselves in a bigger way in the Goddess Supreme, the highest, and in a full way. We came down for ourselves and spoke to us as we were watching the series at that time. There were many witnesses there watching us in the circle as we heard ourselves in a different. It's when the high as God the Supreme High or God Supreme High. It's different when you hear it. It's too much for even for us with our brain and our body in a different way. It's an overwhelm of greatness that you hear it in a different way. That was in the media room, and it's also where the God Supreme was crying, singing for us. Where our grandmother came in a big way, a French grandmother, big way many times, where our mother showed us to us as a ghost in there, suffering us. Is that room? They in one of those times we were sitting and they did like it was at night time, like a crash. We slept in that room for a while on our own. They did like a big crash that we heard on the corner of the room. It's the way we heard it. We didn't know what was happening. And so that we go to that corner and get hit with the laser collision there. And the way that it was, the way they do it's a big gathering. They farm lasers, and then a big gathering of laser in a big ball, and then they do a force laser, and that ball hits you in your head or in. So it's like a crash accident. It's a crash, a collision with your brain, with your chest, and so it's a sure kill. So at that time that they planned it, we had somebody, and they did it. We heard it. We were gonna go, and someone stopped us with a tag. Our brain stopped us from going and getting hit with it. So only one time before, and somebody protected us in it. But here this morning, no, there is no way to. When you're sleeping, it's like when it was under Biden and they did the weaponry there to laser to cut us out, cut us in the middle of our body. There is no way to. You're laying down. But that shows the stupidity and extreme stupidity and extreme focus on power, on being seen, on advertising. That is not what matters in leading. In what matters is doing the right thing, is being love, doing the right thing when you have the position that gives you that power to do the right thing. And him pushing it off, which we don't know where that will result, but just that push off, that he pushed it off, that is a big guilt and a big wrong that he did on us. He exposed us to that this morning, and that's unforgivable. It's more and more that he's gathering. When we talked to him in the circle before he got the position, the president, he had a chance, and we told him he had the chance for the heaven. He doesn't have it now. He can't have it. With our suffering, he can't have it. He made a promise to us then. In his inauguration, we were going to be there and show our miracles. And we were supposed to have he was supposed to give us that position. He cannot lead. We campaigned for him in our miracle, and we were supposed to have the position of the Queen of the USA. He can't lead. He's just not fit to lead. But he made a deal with us, and he betrayed us. Talking about the head collision and chest collision that we suffered this morning. As I said, many circlers don't know it because it is very hidden. It costs insurances, it costs companies. It's the only ones that it's a tech that has been hidden in a bigger way, even within their own companies. The only ones that know it are the big family on top, the big positions on top, and the specialist that does it. And so, for example, I guess as an example to a big cost, what it costs a company would be like what they did here to BP, to the British Petroleum, when they had that accident. It's not, ourselves, when we're looking at the news then, we were disappointed because we expected the British to do better than the American companies. Many times they do better. The European companies do better. Europe does better than the American business in responsibility, in human, in caring. They just, in general, have a better setup, and they do better on protecting their people and protecting humanity than the US has been and some other countries. So it was kind of disappointment when we saw it. But here, as we suffered this morning, we know that the lasers were involved in that, and the tags were involved, which is puppeting people to do mistakes. I mean, for example, we just, like when we're talking about a subject and we get clouded and you can't remember. They clog it with the laser, and so you don't know where you're going. So if you're doing a job which is in a critical job where safety matters, and you get that on you, and even if you're an expert on whatever, then they can make you do the wrong thing. And so we have a lot of losses and a lot of wrong, a lot of inhumane that happens, and we just hear the company and we think it's the company, but there is this laser thing that's over all of us, and these devils in human bodies that are over us are creating all of this, and something that we need to solve and get rid of. And that includes a lot of deaths that we see, a lot of people that die in these accidents or that die in car accidents that would not have died if they didn't have the head collision or the chest collision or some collision in another part of their bodies. And they prepare that. So even like, for example, if you have it, in the highway somewhere where there is not much cars, and you have a bunch of the big accidents happen where a bunch of cars collision, and you have many deaths in there, and many times there is somebody or many that they want to die in there, but they make it a big event, so it's hidden. So they have their other workers that don't know about this, and they farm the laser in those areas and give it a different justification because they need a huge amount of lasers to do that. So they would give it some other reason where there is lasers in the area, and farm a big amount. And then this other specialist comes and is already ready for him, and just gathers it in a big thing and does it. And then if there is enough people that they want to kill at that time, then they bring the other, because there's not many of them, they'll bring them from other families for that event, for that crash kill event. That includes, oil fields in the sea, or oil fields in the land, or car accidents, or a building collapsing, whatever it is that they plan. They get others to do the work to have it ready, but they don't know about what is happening later. And if one of them wonders or starts investigating even after that, oh, this was in the area, then that one gets killed. A kill is easy for them. Employees, their employees get killed if there is any problem. Some information is gonna come out. But no, we don't die with it. And that's a fuck you to all of you. Okay? We prepared our brain in the beginning of our prophet message. We prepared our body, all our membranes. So no, you don't get to accomplish it. You tried in a big way today and you failed. It looks like a win, but it's not a win, because we don't die. We know that. Before we got cut off from plain talking to us, to the one, we already had the information that we needed, that we don't die and we win over you. But we are suffering what you make us go through. I'm gonna do our band here. And the reason we show this, we don't remember the company, but people that shop these things, they may know the symbol. I think we got it either from Title 9 or Atleta. We shop from both of them a lot. Sasa is probably in one of those stores. Insurances. I guess if we are, insurances are some of the ones that pay for this, along with companies that are victims of things that get claimed on companies or on them that are not fair, I guess, to them. But insurances are we never really liked insurances, because they the way they are done here in the US, they seem like a bad deal. It's always a bad deal. It's very rare when it pays off, and even when it pays off, you're afraid that something else happened and may not pay off, because it depends on who you get and what they feel, who gets covered, right? Who gets to suffer. As it's not an ease always. It's not just the way that you think of insurance. You think you have insurance, you don't have to worry. They're moving our eyes. They just take care of you. They should just have that ease, and they cover you because you have been paying, or your taxes have been paying, whatever it is that it's paid. They haven't been a good business, at least in the US. They have been a mafia business, more of it. And part of that, so they are victims in this, but they're also have a lot of victims under them. And they are in the mafia, the ones that survive in the bigger ones, the ones that survive in a bigger way. We're talking all insurances, business, medical, companies, all of those are part of the mafia, but in a smaller way. They're not aware of everything, but they do get the advantages, and that's why they last, and that's why they can um, cost people, not do the right thing, not cover and get away with it. So whenever you have a company that can do all of that and keep on surviving and doesn't suffer the bankruptcy that you see other companies suffer, that are solid companies, old companies, and you see them out of business, by the mafia, because they decide who can last and who doesn't. That's because they are part of that. But so they are part of it, and it also, but they didn't know that they don't know about the collision here, the laser collision that costs them and costs the companies. So that's news for you, little mafia and the big mafia. You're not spared from the cost. We're going to show here our Arrowhead water is a big sponsor for us in all we do, all our Enlightenment here videos, all our videos, all our articles. They have taken the lead on sponsoring us and supporting us 100% in our media. That's from Canada. So that's the company Arrowhead that has taken the lead on that, started it, and then other companies followed and supported after that. But it's Arrowhead, the company, and Canada. They took the lead on supporting us 100%, and which gave us and gives us a huge credit in our speech, in our articles, and our all what we do, that they took that lead and they took that risk, which is a huge risk with the USA government mafia. And now we have many companies and many countries that have joined after that, but that was a huge thing for us and a happy for us. We normally haven't done this in the videos here of our Enlightenment, but before we do our beauty routine, we floss our teeth. We use our Reach, which is a just beautiful floss. It works, even when it doesn't shred easy, and it's a very, very good floss. It's ultra clean. We use our gum toothpicks, which we love, and we have used these products for many years, from when we lived in Dallas. The floss here, the Reach, it comes under different companies, but it is a creation of, there is a company under there that gets moved to different companies, so the creator is still in there, it just gets moved under different umbrellas, but it is the ultra clean floss. So we have, it has different names, but it's the same company doing it. It's an excellent one. And gum here, the toothpicks, is an excellent one. And massages, it cleans in between, but it also massages. Both of these, it's like what we do here for the hair, where we do the scalp massage. It's more, it cleans and it gets the gum to be alive. So it's a good thing to do. And we're using a very simple toothpaste, just Colgate Cavity. That's what we are using for right now, because for us we have used the Colgate Total, but the government hurts us more with the when product is more complex or covers more things. So simple, we get a better thing. But you could use the other one, but we like, this is what we have been using for now, and that's working good, because they when we use toothpaste, they put pain lasers on it as we're brushing our teeth. So that was a big torture on us, and we have used different toothpaste, and so the companies many times in the circle have to make deals, and sometimes the deals don't go through. They promise them and they pay something into helping us, and then they don't honor the deal. But this one, for now, it's working for now. always Kleenex with us. It's they are a big support for us, and we use it many times a day. We're gonna go ahead and use our Bioderma to clean our face, refreshing for our eyes and face, and use our Up and Up ovals from Target that we have here in the Target container that we love. We're gonna use our eye cream, Immortel Divine from L'Occitane. Here in this one, we don't even scoop anything. It's barely touching it, and you get enough. It's, you know, this is a rich cream, so you don't need just a touch, and that is enough to use on the bone area. They're not too close to the eye opening. Both up and down. We heard that a lot of men watch us as we do our cream. Well, we don't see a problem with that. They get enlightened with with other things, and some do use the cream. So. As we're talking, we're still here in the circle, the good and the bad. I'm gonna use our L'Occitane face cream, Immortel Divine, also the same family cream in L'Occitane. We this time got cut off from our biome fit, and many of our biomes. We started using this time sometimes to do deep breaths, and sometimes to just do some stretches in some of our biome fits that we already created. And you can take deep breaths in different positions, and it's different, the effect of it, as you do it in, you can do it in the straight that, but you can do it and our deep breath is cut off by laser plates, so we're not able to breathe in our natural. But we're showing you most of you don't have the laser plates limiting your breath, other than the ones that they put on them. Pulmonary diseases, including asthma and some other creative names that they created on other things to justify the laser plates on their breathing. Those suffer that limited breathing, a huge torture on a person to do to limit their breathing, and then we live this every day. They match the time where you are doing an activity. If you're going, that could be not just the ones that have on them asthma or other respiratory diseases by laser, but also include some other ones for age or for different things, so that you feel you're not fit, or whenever you go up the stairs and you feel like you're out of breath. Well, there's just a laser plate that so if you have your breathing, that closes some of your breathing, and it times it with the time you do that activity, like stairs or other activities, and bending, doing different, running. It could be different ways they do that, so you feel that's the out of breath that you feel, but it's not a natural thing. They do that in breathing. They do it in the heart. They can make you where you're feeling your heart is going faster, but all of that is, for most people, it's laser caused, not natural. So we just take the time. You could do the same thing as you are doing your creams in the morning, or whatever in your face. So it gives you, so you stop for a moment, and it gives you time to do some biome fits or biome movements to help your body, and to kind of go into just a little time for you, because many people are just You're just too busy from one thing to another, from one thing to another, and you never take that time. This makes you take the time for that, you know, whatever the movement or the deep breathing, or it's just you not responsible for something. One of the ones that are like that live like that in a very hard period of their life, is the mothers when they have newborns and toddlers, and you know, if they're not too attacked by lasers on that, because everybody has them on their mothering, you're moving from one thing to another, and it's very hard to take time where it's just for you. You know, diapers, feeding, nursing, even more when you're nursing more often than when you do the bottle, but it is the right thing to do. It's a very hard period in a woman's life when they have a baby. Very teaches a lot of unselfishness, even when you, before that, if you were you know, it teaches you giving to one that's relying on you more, and then for some that are able to have that, or it develops more compassion, more empathy, as because you just feel your body is giving you that ability to grow that even more. You become more superior in your being by growing the compassion, by being the giving, by not focusing. You know, it's not as much about you, it's about feeding, about taking, about loving the little ones. That gives you a growth in your being. But it is a hard period for those mothers, and a very underestimated job, and it is in the biggest jobs for us, the mothers that you know, get to grow in that way, because you need that kind of love in the societies. You need the ones that have grown in that way to be in leadership positions for whatever they attempt, because they have grown in a way that it's not in a university way, it's not in a human way. They have grown to be able to make decisions for to help others, not make decisions that affect others, and make the right decisions. They they learn that in that period of one baby or many. But we do have some that got attacked by lasers more, and so that they hindered their growth in that, and that's something we want to get rid of. Just like you know, the autistic kids that we have, more and more of kids that suffer from autism, which is not a natural. The autism is not a natural thing. It is lasers on the brain that's not letting the kids. It's just clogging those areas for the emotional, social, and stuff, and it's not letting the kids grow in that way and evolve in that, by just mastering on their brains, and so they hold them in that way. So there is a suffering there. There is for autism on them, because they're not letting them grow. So you can do the same thing here on motherhood, and block a mother from being more love, or being more empathy or compassion for for their kids, or grow in a bigger way, you know, where they, even if they do, they, okay, it's only my kids, but I'm gonna be hateful to everybody else, or to other kids, it's just my kids, you know. So that's again a selfish thing that could be on you. And we know some people feel that it cost them and some mothers that it cost them in that way, and it does cost them, because it does go on the scale of weighing. But we are here to change that, and if the change is huge, if the effort is huge, you get chances in other life if you earn it from us. So you have a chance at making heaven forever. Just in case you haven't watched our other stuff, forever means heaven forever. It's not leisure forever. We work. We work, and we have the leisure. We have many other ways that we live. It's a but it's different. Not like this life. This is a hard life here on earth. The other way is different, easier. But we create. We keep creating. Always creating. Creation is the way forward. With nothing is just stagnant. We love creating. And here some people don't understand when we say, you know, when we say the God is supreme, or they're like, oh wow, that just looks like a person for us. Well, you have to understand, I guess you have to have an understanding what we do. We do come down many lives, because our beings, our own being, we grow our being to more. That's how we I guess designed our system. We go down in different lives, and in those lives you know, you suffer, and either you love or you hate. And for us it's love, but you know, so, and you suffer, and with that suffering and loving, if you suffer and love, and your being grows. So when you die, you have a growth that happens. And so every life we go down, then there is another growth that happen, and then we have the lives for different kind of growth, different suffering, different kind of growth. So you get a whole growth on the being in a big way. For you to for the ones that make heaven, they have, it's like passing a test. So you know, and sometimes you could fail one, and if you have done something so good, then you could get a chance. But if you, it depends on how it is and how you did. And the more suffering and love, the more growth. And for us, on the high, which is only what, two, but there are many in us, the God is supreme and the God supreme. We have many of us in there. Even without them multiplying and without the higher, it's many of us. So serving different lives, there could be different us. Some repeat and some, so some are the same and some are not. And so all of those are us. And then it goes higher and multiplies, depending, like here on us on the high. But we have also higher gods under us, and those also have many, but it's less. It's just all. And then we have the younger gods that different. So we have an earning. So you earn your position. someone is feeling. It's always by earning. You earn. There is no breaks in that. You earn where you are. And when we say younger gods, some beings we birthed here later. So we are in the oldest. The high, we're in the oldest in the creator. And then we have some that we birthed later, the younger. And then we have, and then the younger also, it depends. Some could go faster and rise up depending on the lives they got. And some could struggle, but still make it. And some beings don't make it just because they get the chance many times and in different ways, and they can't make it. We can't have them. If we let someone make it that doesn't have enough love, because we want the most love and more here on this one, because this is the forever one, or what we're talking about, not just the in-between lives, then it imbalances it makes our heaven not that good. You have to be the most love. You have to earn it. And so the most we could do for you is if your love is immense for us, your efforts are immense for us, on freeing us, on helping us, then we could give you a chance in other lives, even back in time. We can send you, we don't have time, we can send you back if there is not enough time for you because you need so much growth, then we can make that effort. You make the effort for us, we can make the effort for you and send you back in other lives and back in time, and you get to earn it and you get to make heaven. So I mean, talking about the people that don't see it because we look just human to them. That is the way we are. We have lives where we just suffer and live our lives for different growth, and we have lives where we are doing a bigger job for a big mass. And this is the biggest one here, the one where we take you. We take everyone that qualifies to heaven and send the others to hell or to end. Some of them could qualify for, with doing efforts would qualify for ending or not suffering that long. So it's not just heaven or hell. There are different earnings that you could have. And someone that has killed others could still have a chance at heaven. Depends how it is, how it's done, if it was on them, even by lasers, if it was, if they have grown so much. So it's not set. If you have killed, then you go to hell. So it's not in that way. Sometimes the one that is on you and judge you is the one that goes to hell and not you. So it's not as simple as some may think. It's a real earn, a real valuation with us knowing your heart, because we even in here we go into people's bodies and we feel them and we know what they feel. Even from this body we can do that, and we're even bigger when we're not, and when one of us is not in the body, is even in a bigger way. But even as we can go in and we feel exactly what you feel, what your heart feels, and many times more than what you tell yourself, because you could tell yourself that you are good or that you have done something right, and it's not, and feel that you are going the right way, but it's not that way. Or you could lie to yourself about the way that things are, or that you are better than what you really are. Just too easy qualifying of better is just to think, is this love enough? Am I loving in this action? Did I do the love decision? That's an easier way to judge yourself for actions that you do. We're gonna go ahead and use our Fluxia, our SPF. So to give you an example here of thinking bringing it down, where you think of the goddess job, or the god's job. If you, some of you watched the Game of Thrones, it's a good example on how they wrote it in there. And the reason that you see these examples in this or in the other series, that we're advertising, the one that the Miracle series, they took Cloud Dust there. But anyway, on the Game of Thrones in season 2, episode 3, you see Arya that met there, the faceless man. That is the way you could go and see that. Arya is the little girl. See how the faceless man is in the gods, but he was there stuck in the whatever, the cart, the wood cart thing, that they were transporting them as like prisoners, and the fire was on them, and it looked like he's gonna die along with the others, and asking for her for somebody to free them in that, and then she comes and free them, and then you see his power after that. That's a good example of seeing a God power, and yet you still need to help us free us from the lasers on us, for us to show our for you to earn our freeing of you from the lasers, for you to see our power. You have to help us first out of us being in a stuck here with the lasers on us. So that's a good one to see. And you see the, in other seasons there and episodes, you see more about the gods and the the dead faces and all. It's a very good way, I guess, very good similarity to see the concept of how things are. Just to give you an idea of how it's not about just come and it's the power over, and you and you see us, and no, it's different. It's different. We come in different ways. And we love the Game of Thrones. We love that series. It's a very well done series, very well written. But ourselves, we do look away when there is the gory stuff. It's just too much. Where we don't like seeing dismembering the body. Of that we feel a lot. And since the lasers are on us, we have our power, and we didn't get that removed on us to take on some of the stuff that we feel too much for, even in a show. We don't like to see certain things because we are not completely free of the lasers. So we do look away in the gory stuff, and we do want all the shows, we're going to make sure here in the future that all the shows don't have some things that we don't want people to get used to, that are too hard. We don't want people to be that hard. We want you to be softer. Men and women, more humane, not wanting to see somebody's eyes or face dismembered or body. Some of those things we don't want. So, right now we have a lot of push here to have all these other stuff that way, where it's more gory, but we are going to change that. So you could watch it if you are like, doesn't just look away in that time. But it is not a kid, it is more of an adult or a teenage that you approve, that that they can take it. Your call as a parent. They can take it, so they can learn some things in there that you think that would be helpful for them. We have done that with our kids. We don't always follow those ratings that they have are very bad. They're not good. MA is so wrong. MA has such a broad range, because you could have it for words, you could have it for sex, you could have it for cussing, you could have it for, you could have it for just talk. It's too broad. So really the parent makes the decision. We have made the decision different on different shows, where we let our kids, when they were teenagers, to watch certain shows, because we decided, okay, yeah, we need them to watch this will help them grow, and they just ignore these other things. And that worked for us. There's a way to teach your kid, but you have to be there to guide them. You have to give them the thing, but you are guiding them with your own teaching to them. So the parent qualifies really to make that what show a kid, a teenager or a tween or a kid can watch. And also different for different kids. One kid could be able to take watching something and one may not. We're just drawing in that as we're talking, not doing really the deep breathing moving, but doing a native feel design there wherever we feel at the time, and then we'll go ahead and spread it around. I'm gonna use that, see if that's enough. When we spread it. Here, the burp that we burped was on us. That is laser, not natural. We're continuously doing a scooping on the edges of our eyes. It's a very torturous and disturbing thing we're having. It's different than the pain, but it's still, it's almost on a continuous pattern here. They have it. It's always, most of the time it's going on. They harass us with that. Our eyeballs are always getting hit. Other than that, it's different, because we have so many things on our eyes. Our eyeballs are always getting hit so that it detaches, but we repair our eyeballs. And for blinding, also, we have so much lasers and surrounding our eyeballs so that they blind them, starve them. But we have designed protection on our eyes. We also eat in a way to give ourselves what we need. And we have our grandmother in front of our eyes, from our mother in front of our eyes, guarding them, always here as we are, guarding them, repairing them, as we struggle with still being isolated. Like we look in a free, but we are not free, isolated from many of our loved ones, and hidden from being in the news where we should have been, from leading the world with Biome, where we should have been already out and doing all of that. And we are gonna be the one on top of all of the USA and on top of all countries. We are the goddess supreme. We're gonna be the queen for all different. It's just for different all countries of the world, and we're gonna lead you in a with the natural that here once we're free to so you have the best chances at having. And then we have the countries that have leaders or people in power and that are love to their people. They get to still do their job, but under us, we're on top. No wars. After we are leading there, we're not going to have wars. There is no reason for them. We're going to focus on you qualifying for heaven, your kids, and your grandkids here, if you have them early, to have the best chance at heaven since we are leaving here. And if you are wondering, we do live all the way until we take everybody else in a different way, in a different body, but we're going to just change body to stay all the way until we take you. So this is our life where we don't die in this life. We just change, and we still, and some of you that qualify, you'll be also working with us as God's changing in a way where people can see us, a different life here in the future. Will you be able to see us as gods? And yet we're not in the regular body. So the people that qualify, it depends, because qualifying is not just in this life, it's all their life and what they have earned. So as the more as we go here, more and more qualify, and they'll be here and in heaven helping more people with different things that we do qualify for heaven or for less hell or for just doing the best for you that we can. I'm gonna do a massage here on our scalp with our HaveThe, our scalp brush. So life is not going to stay the same as you got used to it. It's going to be different. They slowed us down here, almost 6 years. We are with Biome as the prophet as Biome, and we stayed, and yet we are being held in, jailed from having Biome out. But life will be very, very different. First, just freeing you from the lasers, which has been on you for decades. And in addition, us and what we do, we're going to have life in a very, very different way, worldwide. So we would be... writing, people see stuff and don't understand it. We are gonna get the Queen of the USA, like it or not. We're gonna take the USA. It is why we are here in the USA, because this is where the mafia leads the world there with the lasers. So we have to take the USA to help the world, to help the Americans, and to help the world get rid of the mafia on them and the lasers on them that's causing them more hell, qualifying more hate behavior that unbalances their thing to qualify for heaven. But it will take the USA and will be over. But the rest of the world, most of them, and definitely Europe and Russia, want us to, have been helping us to be with them to change to change the world, to help people, to help their people, to help humanity. And Russia already chose us, which we have our blood is, our dad's blood is Russian. Russia already chose us as the Queen of Russia, that led by President Putin and big political families of Russia. So we already have that, and we have other many other supports and other positions there in Europe. We are very, very strong in Europe, and it is our blood, is European and Russian, which Russia to us is part of Europe, but we're saying it as now it's not. Many don't consider it that way, so we add it. We lost our thought there. Yeah, so that is the that's why biome will not be centered in here. The US did not earn it. They didn't earn biome to be centered in here. It will be in where our blood is and the ones that earned it, and that is Europe and Russia. And that would be all the religions. And the rest, they'll still have their centers, but we will have them in our location that we'll have in Europe. We'll have the biome, and then we'll have other, it's like a campus, and we'll have different buildings, different locations for different religions. So you'll have the Christianity, the Islam, and the Judaism, and the Buddhism. They'll have their own centers there, so they can work with us easy, and then they take that back to their main religious location where they have, the strong religion, so they can help their people. So, and then you have some that come travel to our location there, and then we'll go back. So we'll have a center location for that we already have planned with the European countries and worldwide, with Saudi Arabia, with China, Israel, that they'll how we are planning to work on a long term, and with that, so we have our main location, and then we travel also and live in between in different countries, so that we're accessible to different religions in different places, so we could make a difference as we go and live and see how, what they need. We can cater a biome towards them and towards the specific religion, see what needs to change and what, and what needs to remain wherever it's, So we will be living global, but we have a residence in Europe as the main. And it is a bit of a competition. Countries are trying to get us to put, because there are lists already here in Europe that they're making, on when we go to a country and live in there for a little bit, it's an advantage to them and to their people when we make it there. So we have some that already got the priorities, and definitely the ones leading the religions got priority. So Saudi Arabia has a priority in there. Israel has a priority. Italy has a priority. China has a priority. We already have made promises to all of them on being there, and then other countries will get also are competing for when we make it to them. we have with some people they have fell into the mafia trick on us when we so in our writing we may have some things that looked wrong in about our history, our true history. That is not something that you should care about, because we as we miracled 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, we hear and seen. So we heard the one as the God Supreme, the God Supreme. We hear us, and we heard the circle, and the circle limited us here as time went by to different where we're on. They mixed the circle, mixed with us, with the one, and they also mixed with the hate, mixed with the loved one. So as we got our history or whatever information, it got mixed with the other ones, and then they blocked it because the Seattle has a military circle. The bad ones has control of blocking and stuff, so they block the right information to correct. So, but that to us doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we're not gonna go back in our writing and correct stuff, because it's just one body and we don't have that time. So what matters is biome is the religion now. We are here, we are the prophet, we are the miracles. That's what matters. That is true. That matters. If any information looks wrong and proven wrong, then you just put that in there. Yeah, that's wrong. It doesn't matter. They did that to us, mixed other stuff to us so that people doubt us. But you should be smart enough, where if you know there is a miracle and we're giving you information that that there is no doubt that it is us, the gods, the goddesses, the gods that we are here, the goddess supreme, the prophet of biome. So that stuff just gets, we're not going to go back and correct, because that would be a waste of our time. We have so much, we only can afford to go back if we have the time or have people helping us. And they blocked from us all income, so we are not able to hire somebody in biome. How much money did biome company make here as we formed biome? How much money did we get paid for all we do? Zero. We have zero. So we're working, doing the job because we need to do the job, and we're not able to hire anybody to help us do the job, go back and correct and do everything right. So we just keep going and giving you what we need, that we decide is more important than going back. And so that way we're speeding up to be free as soon as we can. All religion information is true. So that's what matters. Where we're leading you with biome, that is all true. If any other stuff then got mixed, then that's the mafia plan, that's the American government plan. We ignore that, because they are on you and they don't want you to be free from the lasers, from the jeopardizing your heaven chances or your better afterlife chances. So you work and you help and you teach others the right way to see it. And here we have our brush that is coming to HaveThe, where it's a beautiful, beautiful natural wood brush that's gonna come here. But a lot of things, we have a lot of business deals that are coming, but we have, after we are free from the lasers, so you have to free us first for us to help you. And that's why we told you could watch that, about the faceless man here in the in the Game of Thrones, to see how to see it in a different way. You have a good day. Bye.